Now we have a two-step equation where division is involved. Again, you want to do the plus or minus first. So in this case, the first thing we're doing is subtracting 2. We're going to see that what's attached with the variable is division. So the inverse operation to division will be multiplication. So I multiply both sides by 3, and I get my solution x equals 18. So again, it's a two-step, but what's attached is division. Therefore, when I get my plus or minus on the other side, I'm going to be multiplying to solve. So again, we have a two-step equation. Now, whenever we see a fraction in front of the variable, don't let it throw you off. Again, it's two steps. You always want to get rid of the plus or minus first. So I see a minus 9. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. That fraction that's attached to the variable comes down. And again, be careful with your addition and subtraction. A negative 29 plus 9 means I'm subtracting and keeping the sign of the higher number. So I end up with a negative 20 here. Now remember, whenever you have a variable, a fraction attached to a variable, you need to use the reciprocal in order to get a coefficient of 1. The reciprocal of 5 over 7 is 7 over 5. And you multiply. That is what's going to remove that fraction and get me that coefficient of 1. And whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So make sure you multiply the other side by the reciprocal of what's attached to the variable. And again, whenever you multiply a whole number to a fraction, it's nice to put that whole number over 1. And I want you to notice here, I emphasize that negative sign, so don't lose the answer. I don't lose my negative sign. So in this case, I'm going to simplify, and I'm going to multiply across. So again, you want to make sure that when you do that multiplication, you don't lose that negative sign. A negative 4 times 7 will give me a negative 28. And again, negative 28 over 1 simplifies to negative 28. You cannot leave a whole number over 1. Pause and try. So again, get rid of the plus or minus first, and in this case you're adding 1 to both sides. A negative 5 plus 1, you subtract and keep the sign of the higher number, so you end up with a negative 4. And now you see you have division here. The inverse operation of division is multiplication. You multiply both sides by a positive 7, and you end up with a negative 28 as your solution. Pause and try. Again, don't worry about that fraction that's attached to the variable. You want to undo the addition or subtraction here first. So you're going to add 6 to both sides. Now you'll multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the fraction that's attached to the variable. Put the whole number over 1, simplify, and multiply across. Again, if you have an answer where you have a whole number over 1, your solution is simply the whole number. In this case, x equals 20.